3 teams of 4. 4v2 in this grid. 2 waiting and resting in the middle, and another 4. So talk me through your thoughts of what that was and why.
Okay, so we were looking to build up on combination plays as well as being able to switch. So a point at which to switch. So we put in you must get 3 passes between the back of the ball before they're able to switch to the other end. So we gave them that cue on 3 or more touches.
So these had to make
3 passes, consecutive passes without losing the ball.
3 passes?
Yep. Then they can switch to the other team. The 2 spins going in was to give some pressure on it, so it was a Lewis to game situation, so that we wanted to sort of get them loaded that play, which is where one of our problems was, by trying to pull the ball wide areas. So the idea is if they can't make that pass after 3, they can switch it back around the back of their own cue and pass it on that way.
Yeah. Quick questions for you. Who are these players? So if I ask you who are these 4 X's, who are they? So if you had to give them a number.
Okay, 6, 8, 7, 11.
Who's this?
That'd be 7.
Who's this?
6, 8, and 7. Oh, 11, sorry.
And same on the other side.
Sorry.
Any initial comments from anyone on that?
I think that's just a concept that we were struggling with, because if it was in those positions, it kind of becomes a playing forward possession exercise where you're maybe trying to hit the 9. It's in that shape.
Is there anything anything real simple you could do to start with?
Where is it on the field?
Right. So where is it on the field? And that comes back to you. Are we playing forward, or are we switching across the pitch? So, just from my perspective looking, I was trying to work this out as to who was who. In my head, I had 9, 11, 5, 6 or 8 in the middle. Now, that's my mistake, but I'm taking it off the pitch geography. I'm thinking, well, there's this dirty, great big white thing with a net on it here. That's what I take my perspective off on a football pitch. So I'm thinking that we're shooting this way. So in terms of this setup, have we got an 11 out here with maybe a 9 up front? And if we can't get in this way, are we then switching out to the other side? Now that's a, as I said before, I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying that's now a mistake in my understanding of what you've set up on the pitch. Am I weird? Maybe. Are you going to have weird players? Yes. So if you can constantly pitch geography, if you can constantly set things up, play in the way you want to play, so that players understand, they've got a reference point. Goal's the reference point. Touchline's the reference point. So that's maybe one thing I'd say. So in terms of direction you play, in terms of pressure you play, any other comments? Any players who played in it?
Too small.
Too small?
And what would you be affecting by the size? Going back to your football objective.
How realistic it is.
Realistic? Was there a real
Switch the
change
too much.
that could be maybe altered by just opening up a little bit? Maybe. Maybe.
Who did you want to switch play? So when you're, again, going back bigger picture, who are you expecting to switch play? 6 and 8. In this organisation, does 6 and 8 switch play?
You can. If the-
Can do.
You can, the fourth passes are not back to 6 and 8, so setting up for a switch.
If you play to this player here, we've said that that's our 11. In a game, what do we want the 11 doing if they receive here? Driving forward. So in theory, that's them receiving it here. So if they receive it here, we want them to go there. In this, what are we asking them to do if they've made 3 passes?
Sideways.
They're switching play.
It's like, I mean, the 6 and 8 switch play, but in their own grid. So it's not actually, you're moving the ball from side to side in your own grid, but you're not actually, that's completely different to the session of, we get success when we move the ball from one grid to another, not from side to side in the grid.
Yeah. So if we go to what I thought it was, if you had 9 there, 11 there, 5 there, let's put a 6 here. So, yes, you're trying to play. Maybe, is there a way that you can, if you go over the end line, so if you can get your 11 free to dribble over the end, because that's really what we want them to do, there's a goal. If we can't, can he come back through your 6? Who puts it onto the other side? Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's the only way. But does it give us some geography as to where we want to play? Does it give us some realism as to who's going to do it? So as an 11, who are you going to look for in the game? Your 6 or your 8? You're not going to look for your opposite 7. Just some thoughts, maybe.
Positioning games. So I'll go through the definition. Passing